Hi, welcome to today's quick yoga practice. I'm Christiana with Christiana's Yoga. This class will offer you a moderate challenge for your upper body strength. Just remember to go at your own pace and make any customizations along the way. Props are optional, but they are always welcome, and some helpful props for this class might be some knee padding and some wrist padding or a towel. When you're ready, we'll get started in child's pose. Come down to the mat with your big toes touching. Open your knees a little bit wider than hips distance, just so you can nestle your ribs in between your thighs as you lower your chest down in the direction of the mat. And then release your forehead down and just relax your arms out ahead of you onto the mat. And take a few breaths here just to get centered and ready for your practice today. Child's pose is a great place for a rest stop in between. If you need to take a pause during class at all, you can just come into child's pose and then meet us back where we are when you're ready. Begin to deepen your inhales and your exhales. And begin to walk your hands into your knees as you come to sit upright, and then swing your knees together. If this isn't comfortable for you, you can come to sit on your bottom. But sit nice and tall. Just rest your hands on your thighs, and then begin to make a few head circles to warm up your neck without forcing. Just going one direction a few times, and then reverse. And then bring it back through center. And inhale, sweep both arms up to the sky. Exhale, release your right hand down to the side and stretch your left arm up and out past your head for a side body stretch across your left side. Take a couple breaths here. And inhale, reach back up to the sky with both hands. And exhale, release your left hand down and stretch your right arm up to the sky and then out past your head. Feel a nice stretch from your right hip along your right side and all the way out to your fingertips. And breathe in your nose and out of your nose. Inhale, reach back up to the sky and then bring your hands down to the mat. Come into tabletop position with your knees below your hips, your wrists below your shoulders. Spread your fingers nice and wide and begin to make circles with your body. Inhale as you come forward and exhale as you send your hips back, just moving in one direction. And then reverse. And then return to your tabletop position and flip your hands over so that you bring the backs of your hands down to the mat and your fingertips are pointing towards your knees. And gently press into your hands, maybe shifting your hips back a little bit so that you can feel a nice stretch across your forearms here. And breathe. Find the positioning that works best for you. If it's a little too intense, make small adjustments to make this work for you. Now come back onto your palms, returning to tabletop position. We'll move through a few rounds of cat-cow. Inhale, tip your belly down in the direction of the mat as you spread across your collarbones and gaze ahead for cow. Exhale, rainbow your spine, hug your belly in, press the mat away, tuck your chin for cat. Inhale, cow as you tip your belly down, look up. Exhale, hug your belly in, rainbow your spine up to the sky, cat. One more time each way. Inhale, cow. And exhale, cat. And then coming back to neutral or your tabletop position. Now step your feet straight back to come into plank pose. With your wrists directly below your shoulders, spread your fingers nice and wide and grip them out with your knuckles. Hug your belly in, press the mat away from you. Extend out through your heels, engaging your legs. And now step your feet a little bit wider for stability. And we'll move through some plank shoulder taps. You do have the option of placing your knees down, but keep all of that engagement if you put your knees down. And then lift your right hand to tap your left shoulder and place it back down. And do that. Lift your left hand, tap your right shoulder, place it back down, and then alternate. Keep moving. We go. One more time each side. And pause here in plank. Now inhale, shift your shoulders forward of your wrists, and then exhale, lower all the way to your belly with your knees up or down. When you get there, inhale, roll your shoulders onto your back, hug your shoulder blades together, lift your chest up, but lift your hands up off of the mat. Really engage your back shoulder muscles. And release. Press into your palms to lift up, coming through all fours, tuck your toes, and send your hips back and up for down dog. Press firmly into the mat with your hands to create a strong straight line from your hands to your hips. You might want to pedal out your legs here since this is our first down dog. And whether you're moving or you're in stillness, your knees can be bent as much as you need them to be here, and your heels do not have to reach. Come to stillness. Press firmly into your hands. Gently hug your belly in. Inhale, lift your left leg back and up. Now open out your hip for a three-legged dog. And now exhale as you sweep your leg forward. Hug your belly, your thigh into your chest as you shift your shoulders forward over your wrists and step your left foot next to your left hand. But if you need to take a couple steps to get there, go right ahead. Set up your firm foundation in your feet here now. And when you feel stable, lift up, coming into high lunge, sinking your hips low. Your back leg can be bent. It does not have to be straight, but extend out through your heel. Bending your front knee over your front ankle. Reach your arms up to the sky for high lunge. And take a breath in here. And you might try exhaling, cactus your arms, spreading your elbows apart as you hug your back shoulder blades together. And then inhale, reach your arms back up to the sky. We'll do that 2 more times. Exhale, cactus your arms. Engage your shoulder muscles. Inhale, reach your arms to the sky. And exhale, cactus your arms last time. Inhale, reach back up to the sky. And open out to warrior 2. Parallel your back foot to the back of the mat. Spreading your arms into a T. Bend deeply into your front knee and sending it towards the pinky toe side of your foot. Keep your shoulders stacked over your hips. Release your shoulders down away from your ears and gaze out past your front fingers. Now cartwheel your hands back down to the mat and return to plank. So lift your back heel up and step your foot back to plank pose. And we'll do that again. So in your plank pose, step your feet wide with your knees up or down. We'll do shoulder taps, alternating. Right hand to left shoulder, left hand to right shoulder. Keep alternating, keep moving, keep hugging your belly in. Last time. Very good. Now inhale, shoulders forward of your wrists. Place your knees down or keep them lifted, and exhale. Slowly lower all the way to your belly in one line. Inhale, roll your shoulders onto your back, spread across your collarbones. And now lift your hands up and really engage the muscles between your shoulder blades. Exhale, release. Press into your hands to come through all fours. Tuck your toes and lift your hips back and up for down dog. Take a breath. Press strongly into the mat, creating that strong straight line from hands to hips, knees bent, heels don't have to reach. Very good. Now inhale, this time your right leg back and up, lifted high, open out your hip. And then exhale, curl your knee into your chest, glue your thigh to your belly as you rainbow your spine, shift your shoulders forward over your wrists, and step your right foot next to your right hand. Set up your firm foundation before you begin to lift up, pressing firmly into both feet, engaging your legs. And then when you feel stable, lift your torso up, reaching your hands towards the sky, bend deeply into your front knee for high lunge. Now, if you'd like to do those cactus arms with me again, then inhale and exhale, peel your elbows apart as you engage your back muscles. Inhale, reach back up to the sky. Again, exhale, cactus your arms. Inhale. One more time. Exhale. Peel your elbows apart. Hug your shoulder blades together. Inhale, reach to the sky. And open up into warrior two. Parallel your left foot to the back of the mat. Bend deeply into your front knee, which is stacked over your front ankle. Release your shoulders down away from your ears and gaze out past your front fingers. Very good. Now cartwheel your hands back down to the mat, framing your front foot, and step back to plank. And simply release your knees down, opening them wide, bringing your toes to touch, and coming into child's pose. And take a deep breath. Give your body a moment to cool down. And now come back up to all fours. Reset your knees so that they're below your hips and your wrists are below your shoulders. And then lift your left hand out to the side and sweep it up to the sky as you inhale. And then exhale, bring it down to the mat, but sweep it out to the opposite side behind your right hand. And lower your left shoulder and head down to about the center of the mat for thread the needle. You can keep your right hand planted here, or you can slide it towards the top of the mat. Wherever you are, just breathe deeply. Choose the hand position that works best in your shoulders. If your right hand is extended towards the top of the mat, you press into it. See how that changes the stretch for you. Now return your right hand back to that tabletop position so that you can press into it and lift up. Sweep your left arm back out to the side and up to the sky and release it back down to the mat. And we'll do the other side. Sweep your right arm to the side and up. And then exhale, release it down to the mat. Sweep it across and underneath as you lower your right shoulder and your head down to the mat. And breathe. Whether you have your left hand planted or it's reaching out past your head, gently press into it. Rotate your chest towards the sky, just gently. Now, if your left arm is extended, return it back to that tabletop position so that you can press into it to lift up and then sweep your right arm out to the side and back up to the sky, returning to tabletop position. And now reach your hands out in front of you towards the top of the mat so that you can sink your chest down towards the mat for puppy pose. And release your forehead down to the mat, or you can place your chin. Choose what feels best for you. And breathe. If you're feeling this in your low back, gently hug your low belly in to bring more of the stretch into your shoulders. And then press into your hands to lift back up. And then come forward and lay down on your belly. Just making a pillow with your hands. Rock your hips side to side for a little shimmy. Release any tension. And then bring your right knee out to the side and in line with your hip. Lift up slightly so that you can thread your left arm underneath you and over to the right side. And then begin to roll onto your back, letting your right knee follow and come into a supine twist. Open your arms out to a T and breathe. And then we'll reverse it to come out. So begin to bring your right arm in for support and then begin to roll back onto your belly, re-extend your right leg, and we'll switch sides. Bring your left knee out to the side in line with your hip. Press into your left hand so that you can lift up gently and then extend your right arm out to the left. Just rest your head down and then begin to roll onto your back. Open your arms out to a T, into supine twist on the other side. If you need some support underneath your knee, then you can place a block underneath it or a cushion. And bring your left hand in now. And instead of rolling back onto your belly, this time just roll onto your back. And you might be hanging off of the mat, so scoot yourself back over. And if you've got any padding on the mat, just move that out of the way. And then bend your knees with your feet flat on the mat, bringing your feet together, and then open your knees, let them spill out to the sides, and bring the bottoms of your feet to touch. If you'd like some support underneath your knees, you can place blocks or cushions. And then you can rest your hands on your hips, or it might feel really nice to bring them into a cactus shape. And maybe stretch a little bit across your chest and your shoulders as you rest here in Supta Baddha Konasana or reclined butterfly. Now you can stay here, or if you'd like to take a traditional Shavasana, then help your knees back in to touch so that you can extend your legs out straight. Allow your feet to spill to the sides. Rest your arms by your sides. Make any adjustments you need to so that you can fully relax here into the mat. Take a deep breath in and open your mouth as you sigh it out. Then come to your natural rhythm of breath. And try to lay here peacefully in Shavasana as long as you can. And when you're ready to come out, take your time, moving slowly, making sure that your body is ready for movement again. But this is where I will leave you. Thank you so much for practicing with me today. And have a wonderful day.